Due to heavy rains overnight and into this morning, water levels in rivers and creeks began rising in the Cairo district. The deluge is so severe that access to two sections of the George Price Highway and a section of the Hummingbird Highway was cut off from early as 7:30 this morning. Traffic came to a halt near mile 38 on the George Price Highway, where the thoroughfare began caving. Within hours, the entire surface material had been washed away, cutting off the west from Belize City and the northern districts.
Our road network has been slightly affected in various areas where access has become a challenge just temporarily in some cases. No? Here at mile 38, St. Matthews, we do have a case where it appears that perhaps due to piping, some of the material, the surface material from the culverts have been washed. And so you have a 2-foot subsidence.
That was around 9 a.m. today, and an hour later it was completely impassable to traffic and pedestrians as the top surface material was washed away. The force and strong current is captured as the floodwater surges through the culvert. Chief Engineer Lennox Bradley of the Ministry of Works says that the surface material, which was recommended for the reconstruction of the highway several years ago, gave way as the floodwaters seeped through.
The specifications of base course material and fill material specify the type of plasticity that the material is supposed to have. For the top layers of a pavement, you don't want the material to have plasticity. And so a granular material, crushed material that is non-plastic is what we prefer and we recommend. And that is what is here. But the drawback with it is that because it does not have the plastic material, it does not have that binder that keeps it together. And so if the water works its way in it, it is easier to wash away than a plastic material. It's granular material and somehow the water has worked its way within that granular material and washed that material, and that has caused a subsidence. We are hoping that the culverts have not been compromised. If the culverts have not been compromised, we will just dig out what we have here and backfill to allow access.
But even as excavators were brought in to remove the surface material, the Ministry of Works team on the ground would later acknowledge that the culverts had in fact been compromised. That assessment, says Irving Timbrell, is not good, and temporary remedial work would take 6 to 7 hours before the flow of traffic would resume.
The culverts are compromised. We're very sure that we have to remove them, so what we're doing is widening the channel to allow the water to recede faster. So once the water recedes, then we'll be able to start the rebuilding efforts.
The more permanent solution will be to increase the hydraulic area. But that is not the time now because of the volume of water that we have right now. We really have to wait until the water recedes, and then we could do a proper assessment and replace increase the hydraulic area, putting in more culverts.
Commuters had a hard time getting to work. Others were heading home. Prior to the surface material caving in completely, persons were allowed to cross in a single file. When that was discontinued, a group of persons risked their lives trying to swim across the creek to get to their destinations.
This morning we heard that no buses were able to cross from the St. Matthews side to go to Belize City. And when I left the terminal, we sent most of our buses back to the west where they come from. So I decided that we have a busito that would only drop us at mile 39. And from there we have to find our way across. So I had to take a walk from through the back and try to see how I could swim across to the next side of the piece of land that was there.
A lot of persons are doing this, right?
I met 4 males and 1 female trying to come across the same way.
I understand that during the process you lost your back.
Yes, I had to, well, I don't know if I really lost it, I had to just let it go because it soaked up most of the water and I had a raincoat on my uniform shirt, so I had to just let it, make it float. Never really cold, but the pressure, the current is strong. So if you never grab onto most of the branches, then you will get back quick.
So risking your life just to get across, why?
Have to reach home. I have 2 kids, I have to reach home.
Around midday, truckloads of boulders and other fill material were brought to the area as a temporary fix is being put in place.
We also have arrangements with truckers to bring in material, boulders and heavy material that we will use to backfill a certain area where the traffic will be able to pass until we could do something much better after this inclement weather has passed.
Duane, Moody for News 5.